Good morning, everyone. What an amazing morning, right?
Amazing.
I am so moved. And I think there's been a common link between all the stories that we heard this morning. I'm so touched by dear Gabby being here 10 years ago and still being an ally to mom. And then we talked about the amazing story of Sarah. I'm still trying to get back to my senses and how her daughters gave her the strength. And then we talked, listened from Selina how she started the magazine for faith. And you have two daughters. I have one daughter. It's just, it's been a super inspiring morning. So I just wanted to start with that. But I couldn't be more happy to be on stage with wonderful Nadine Merabi. I'm sure most of you know her already. She wears celebrities from everyone from Kate Moss and Megan Fox, and we had Claudia Winkleman last year, and she's a big fan as well. But what's interesting about her story is that she hasn't been always dressing celebrities, and she had a quite interesting and varied career. And she started as a professional hockey player for England, and then moved into event planning. And then one day, at 29 years old, she introduced herself to the sewing machine and become an incredible fashion designer. So I just wanted to start with that. Just tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, so hi everyone. As Derya explained, I didn't study fashion and didn't have any experience in it whatsoever. I played international hockey for 10 years, which I loved, but it wasn't necessarily what I really, really wanted to do. And from that, I went into events planning, and it was from that actually that I realized that I didn't have anything to wear. I was going to all these events all the time. And, I didn't want to wear the same as everyone else from Zara, and I didn't have the funds to go and spend £3,000 on a dress. So I started kind of editing and changing the clothes that I had myself, just little tweaks or, changing things. And then all of a sudden I was at events and people were coming up to me being like, "Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Where's it from?" And I was like, "Oh, a designer in London." I couldn't just say that actually it was just two bits of fabric that I'd stuck together. I think I had some tape on some of them. It was kind of from that. And I was like, wow, people are coming up to me and making me feel good and making me feel confident about myself. And I think that was the first part when I thought clothes can actually give you that feeling. From that, I was 29 at the time. And one night I just had an epiphany, and I was in a club. I'm not going to lie. I was in a club. I was drunk, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? I'm going to end up being a 30-year-old party girl. I need to do something. So the next day, I quit my job, and I went to Argos. I bought a £250 sewing machine. I don't know what I was thinking, to be honest. I bought a £250 sewing machine, and I went home. I went to my bedroom, opened the box, and I was like, I don't even know how you thread this thing. Me, typical, don't like reading, couldn't read the instructions on how to do it, so typed into Google. It wasn't even Google, I think it was Ask Jeeves at the time. Typed in and said, how do I thread this machine? Anyway, from that, I learned how to sew watching YouTube videos.
That's wonderful. And what a courage, right? Start something, start sewing, and it's just incredible. And one thing you might not know is that Nadine names her designs. So I'm wearing a Nadine jumpsuit.
Take the jacket off
now. I promise that I'm going to take this off, but
I forgot about
this is the Nadine jumpsuit. And her name is Vanessa, so I don't know Vanessa. Just tell us about Vanessa, and why do you name your designs? And I know that something that she said really touched me. She's just not designing fashion. She's wearing women with feelings and confidence. And can you talk to wonderful lady here about this?
When I'm designing, I design for someone in mind. So it's either a friend, it's someone I've met and come as acquaintance to, understanding what parts of the body they don't like or what they do like. And every time I do design something, I'm thinking that person is going to wear it to this event, and it just helps me kind of design something different for everyone, really, and that's how kind of the names come about. Vanessa, I met Vanessa about 5 years ago. She was beautifully chic and elegant, and she actually quite liked, she always had her arms out, and but she didn't like anything too tight on her stomach. So that's why I kind of went tight.
It's quite tight, by the way. Tight for me.
But I mean, loose around kind of your hips and stuff. And I do remember she always had a red lipstick on. So she just became Vanessa. That's how I envisaged what I envisaged Vanessa would wear. And so Vanessa was born. And just touching on the feeling side of things, sometimes people can think clothes are materialistic. Clothes can make you feel amazing. They can do. And they can empower, they can instill confidence. And I think what we do is I call it the Merabi sparkle. And what happens is you get your outfit, you wear it, you try it on, you go to the event, you kind of a bit, do I look okay? Don't I look okay? And then a complete stranger comes up to you and tells you how amazing you look. And you're like, oh my goodness, I do. And then another one does as well and tells you how amazing you look.
By the way, that happened to me this morning. Like, my son never, ever said in his life, like, Mommy, you look amazing. He was having breakfast when I was leaving home. He's like, Mommy, you look amazing. I said, oh my God, that's the Nadine sparkle.
It is. It is the Merabi sparkle, and I'm so proud of it. Yet on the other hand, I'm so frustrated that as a woman, we need the validation of a complete stranger to tell us that we look amazing. And so, that's something we really, really need to work on going forward.
Thank you for the sparkle for all the women. But it's a quite competitive, like hockey, it's a quite competitive industry. There are giants in this industry. How do you, remain authentic to your vision and remain relevant?
So fashion is very competitive. However, I honestly don't feel like there's any competition with what we do. Our whole design process, all our fabrics are custom made. We make everything in-house. We do all our own designs. We do all our own pattern work. Some designs take 12 months to make. We are very much kind of slow fashion as well. So someone asked me, what's your best-selling style today? I said it's our Bella jumpsuit. I designed it 7 years ago. And I wear it twice a year. I keep it in my wardrobe. It's slow fashion. There's too much fast fashion around the world. I disagree with. It's keeping it so you can just use things over and over again and just really, appreciate them. And I think, one of the main things is just, I've forgotten the question. What was the question?
It's the, competitive fashion industry and remaining.
So the other thing I think is that we genuinely care. I genuinely care about how you feel walking into the room. I genuinely, when I'm designing, being like, I'm going to make this lady, I'm going to make this woman feel incredible. I'm going to make her night. I'm going to make her memories. So,
amazing, amazing. And in the start of your journey, you weren't advertising on TV. How do you become relevant? Especially, how did you leverage our platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and how did they support you on the journey?
Yeah, so social media has been a huge part of, in our growth and development, and I genuinely think today that we wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for Instagram. When we started our business 7 years ago, it was brilliant. It was because we didn't have a lot of funds, and all of a sudden it's like a free platform that you can just put your things out, and you can go and showcase your designs to anyone that kind of wants to watch and see. So all of a sudden this is fantastic. And then all these influencers, all these global influencers that we can reach out to. Since then, and since we've grown as a business, we do a lot of paid activations now, and that has just completely accelerated it and opened up a huge path for us.
And can you speak a little bit about the importance of the partnerships that you had and the teamwork particularly? I know that you're passionate about.
Yeah, so in terms of partnerships and teamwork, the first part I'll make is on teamwork. From a hockey background, you can't ever win if you don't work as a team. You just can't. And so that was something I really learned. And then in terms of, the partnerships, one of the biggest parts of where I started to see my life change, and the point in which the brand became a success was when I met my business partner and CEO, Blue Wilson, who's over there, who will be embarrassed that I've just shouted her out. But it's actually meeting Blue that, I had the designs, I had the thoughts, I had the vision. And, I met Blue and she was like, oh my God, these designs are so Instagrammable. We can get these out. We can, just let me try and market it. And she did. We became business partners. She put it out everywhere. She starts messaging everyone. Honestly, she's messaging Naomi Campbell. Naomi replies. She's messaging Kate Moss. I'm like, Blue, what are you doing? She's like, these women are going to wear Merabi. And actually, not only are we asking them to, they're going to want to wear Merabi. So it was just incredible having that direct contact through the partnerships, through the team, that you can just contact direct through social media.
Amazing, amazing. So what do you want your legacy to be in the fashion world? Like, what do you want, what impact do you want to have on the next generations?
So I think, I wasted far too many years caring about what people thought about me. And I really want to empower women. And, I do want to do this with clothing, and clothing can empower women. It's 2020, 4 years ago. I created our first bridal collection. And the reason I did the bridal collection wasn't to do your full bridal dress, your wedding day dress. It was for all the events around it. And one of the key things was the suiting and the tailoring. And for me, I just think it's so empowering for a bride who, yes, she'll still have a big day with the wedding dress and stuff, but to be able to have, the registrar or the engagement party or, something surrounding it, wearing a suit, it's so empowering to, for a woman who is getting married to then wear a beautifully tailored white suit or jumpsuit, and just, it just felt like I wanted to put a twist on bridal.
Wonderful. And so what is next for you? Can you share your future plans? Shall we expect another line from Merabi?
Yes, so there's so many exciting things happening, like huge amount of exciting things happening. And, I think I'll tell you one in a minute, but I think just before that, I'm just trying to, at the moment, stop and enjoy the moments that I'm here. I'm shaking a bit today, but I feel like, you can be really busy and doing things and you don't realize, do you know what, that was amazing. And, you could look back and say, oh my God, I did that. So I really, really want to stop and enjoy myself in every moment that I'm doing. Like, even this, where I am today, is huge for me. Like, it is huge. Like, amongst all you powerful women who are, also like-minded and, woohoo! And I'm sat here in front of you all, so it's very, very surreal. So thank you as well for that.
And thank you for doing that. I know she changed a lot of plans. Her friends are traveling right now. She will join them tomorrow. So that was lovely of you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. And yeah, I think one of the really important things that we're doing next week is we are, and when I say this out loud, I get a little bit like, oh my God, it's actually happening. We are opening our first US store in New York. So yeah, I'm flying out to New York, opening our first US store, and this is just, again, very surreal. I just need to take it in and enjoy it. And I think Derya mentioned before, just touching on the children situation. I am a mother of 2 young children, 3 and 2. I think I missed them out of my part about the legacy. And, even when Nicola said before she stood up here, said that she wouldn't be stood up here doing what she was doing without her support of her mother, I presumed it was, and your daughters. And I just think, having that work balance and family balance is really, really important to me. And I just hope that they, when they're older, that they think, my mum was a real grafter. I hope they think she was a real grafter that never gave up. And I just hope that they think that, I can do anything in life if I truly believe that I can do it. So
it's wonderful. Thank you.